Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fourth episode of Spilling the Tea, where we are joined with Uncanny.
Hello, hello.
Yes. And thank you, that's everyone coming by in chat. Welcome on in, Zarticus and Reggie, and of course, Lock and Load. Welcome.
How
I
you
think,
beautiful people doing tonight?
uh, let me. Yes. So, let me start off. Would you mind, giving your self maybe a little bit of an introduction, if you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, yeah, my name is Uncanny. It's spelled very
There's a dragon in
strangely,
my
with
wagon, and I
the
don't mean
knee
to be
there. Some
bragging,
people call
but
me
best a
knee.
wagon dragon in a wagon you
But a
could
little bit
meet.
about me. When I stream, I usually play some fighting games, or you'll see me play Mega Man. I'm a huge Mega Man fan. Capcom fan in general, but most of the time it's fighting games around my channel. We just vibe, have a good time, and I like listening to good music and roller skating. So that's just a little bit about myself, but yeah.
Yes. Nice. Oh, and thank you for the Zerdicus. Yes, I'm currently running a goal where it's uh whenever finally reach 600 followers, I'm gonna do a live reading of the Sonic High School fanfic, which is pretty
Oh,
short and lasts about 30 minutes, if I'm remembering roughly. Uh, uh. So just whenever that happens, as long as it's not during an episode of Spelling the Tea or whatever, I would just do that live.
absolutely. So you guys know what that means. Follow up. We only need 15 more. 15 more. It's not that many.
If he tells us he's bad at fighting games, he's an absolute liar. Uh, right. Well, we'll go. We got a number of questions. We're gonna go ahead and start those off. Start some easy ones. Um, Now, of course, if you happen to have any questions that you would like to be asked, um, to Uncanny, um, please feel free to put those in the chat. Um, and we will try, do my best to try to get to those. Mhm. But anyway, so starting off on the easy, what is your favorite color?
Favorite color? I'm gonna have to go with purple. I've got way too much purple on my layout and throughout my channel. It's just such a good color, It's a nice calming color to me.
Hmm. Well, yeah, it is. Uh, uh, it's can be kind of like bold but also calming at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also I think it's a royal color as well, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong on
Yes,
that, but
yes. Purple is this with royalty because of the in the olden days the dye to get purple is very expensive. So you'd have to be like very wealthy to actually get purple stuff, purple clothes.
oh,
So that's how
so I've
you.
got expensive taste. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Now, so what is your favorite drink?
Favorite drink? Um, if we're going with soda, I'd have to say Cactus Cooler. Overall drink though, a good nothing like a good fresh squeezed orange juice, honestly, especially in the morning. It's beautiful.
Oh, okay. It's a good answer. I like that.
A little
Nice.
pulp too. I like pulp. I know a lot of people are opposed to it, but I personally really like pulp.
So like moderate pulp or like heavy pulp?
Like moderate, like a few chunks are okay, but nothing where the whole drink has, like every single sip is pulpy.
All right. Okay. Uh, And this is assuming you drink tea, but what is your preferred tea? I kind of have to ask that.
Oh, preferred tea. Um, I'm gonna have to go with a basic answer, just like green tea. Like hot green tea.
Mm.
That you can never go wrong with it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I haven't tried it. If you want to do like a really green tea or whatever, find like try to some like green tea with jasmine in that.
Oh, some
Amazing.
jasmine, yeah. I'm gonna have to look for some of that.
Yeah. It it really has a very unique flavor profile. Um uh
It actually sounds like a very good blend too. Like they go hand in hand together, you know? Well, it sound like they would go hand in hand together at least.
yeah, it's like it's a green tea with jasmine is like a super like popular like in Southeast Asia as far as like a combination of tea with a non tea flavor whatever. Yeah. Um
Yeah, gotcha.
uh okay, yeah, Reggie asks smooth or crunchy peanut butter.
Oh, crunchy peanut butter all the way. I'm not opposed to smooth peanut butter, but if I'm in, if I'm in the grocery store and I'm looking and I see the red top Jiffy or Jif peanut butter, which is just smooth, or I see the blue top, which is extra crunchy peanut butter, I'm taking the extra crunchy every time.
Mm. Okay. And next question, what is your favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? You know, I am gonna have to go with ice cream, but specifically, this brand called Tillamook ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
I highly advise everybody at least try Tillamook ice cream once in their lives. It is amazing.
How is that spelled?
It's spelled. I'll type it in chat. It is Tillamook. Um, and the flavor I usually like getting is called malted moo shake. I'll type
Yeah.
that as well. It's so good.
I malted moose shake. I like that. Oh, okay. So it's like okay, I feel like I've seen this somewhere. I've like
Yeah,
seen this occasionally.
it's very popular. I think they mostly come in like the gallon or like the liter gallons. But very good, very worth the money. It's where I'm at currently. I think it's like $5 or $6. Um, and I get it anytime I go to the store. It's so good.
Mm. Oh gosh, when I googled Tillamook, one of the questions on like the people ask or whatever that showed up was uh what is the Tillamook ice cream scandal?
Uh-oh. Wait, now I'm curious what the scandal is. Hold on.
uh let's see. Apparently Tillamook, founded in 1909 as a farmer-owned cooperative and known for its varieties of cheese, ice cream, and yogurt, is accused of greenwashing, the act of making false or misleading statements to persuade consumers that a company is environmentally friendly.
Interesting. Greenwashing? What that is? Wait a minute. That's something I didn't think I would hear about Tillamook, but you know,
I don't know.
that's
You're
certainly interesting.
wow. Early on in the interview, and you're already like promoting
I'm like
like
blown
you're
away.
promoting companies with involved in scandals. Seriously, what are you
Right, like they're like deceiving their customers. I'm like, wait, I'm a victim. No.
doing? uh, just got here there and I tried. I've been spammed by 100 ads for their cheese. So it came to Australia
Yeah,
and
their
Wilderness.
cheese
It's
is
became one of
everywhere.
my 5 companies. Seems it's like $14 in Australian dollars,
Jesus. $14 in Australian? Goodness gracious.
which I think that's like 7 like US.
Is it wait, AOD
Yeah.
14? Oh Lord. Oh wow, it's like yeah, $9. Jeez, dude, that's crazy.
Say name. Yeah, apparently it's just it's Tillamook is like it's named after like the location it's from. It's named after the town of Tillamook, Oregon. It's like when airliners are like, if you pay extra for carbon neutral, and they just don't. Yeah. Oh, greenwashing. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, that is a term. Like that's. I mean, I just learned about it right now too, but I'm like, wow, that is a pretty wild name.
Yeah. I kind of like figured out like sort of like okay, yeah, that makes it sense name wise, I guess, but it's kind of like I'm not I'm like yeah, I just learned of that specific term, like familiar with the familiar with the concept, but just not that the term greenwashing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've heard other types of washing,
Yeah,
but I won't get into that. But you know, green's a new one. I was like, oh, okay, that's something.
I came back to hear Tillamook. Yeah, Tillamook
Oh
ice
yeah,
cream
it
was.
was. Sorry.
All right. Now, so what is your favorite book? And on these
Favorite.
and on these favorite questions, if you can't like limit to one, you can do like your like top two or top three if you need to. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, okay. Favorite book of mine. You know what? Would it be cheating if I said like The Great Gatsby because everyone has to read that in high school?
No, that's perfectly, that's perfectly fine or whatever.
I think like a lot of the high school books, like I'd say, at least off the top of my head, Great Gatsby would go up there. The Lord of the Flies was actually very good, and I remember reading this book called Hatchet as well. That one was an interesting read.
I haven't heard of Hatchet. I've heard of the others.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting book. It's about this kid that's taking flight classes.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe his pilot crashes in the middle of a forest somewhere, and the kid's stranded and he has to survive on the island. And yeah,
Okay,
exactly,
getting
Reggie.
stuck in a.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
Let's see. Mine was since middle school To Kill a Mockingbird and Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, good picks.
Let's see. All right. So next, favorite movie.
Favorite movie? Okay, so for the longest time, it was Inception. Ever since that movie had come out, and then another movie came out in 2019 that changed everything, and it's called 1917. That movie is it's a very simple, it's a war movie, during was it 1917? I don't think it was
Mm-hmm.
World War 1, but it's war movies aren't essentially they're not necessarily like my favorite genre, but the camera work in that movie is it's astonishing, dude. It's
Mm.
really good. I recommend anybody to watch that movie at least once.
Yeah, and I get like, and I totally get as far as like, not necessarily liking like quote war movies, but um, having like, well, there's like a film you like that would be categorized as a war movie, but it doesn't really. There's like a movie I really like. It's called Bridge on the River Kwai. Um, and
Bridge on the
yeah, so it's this film, and it actually stars Sir Alec Guinness, so aka Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh,
Um, but uh, but it's a film. It's about this. It basically is a story of it takes place during World War II, and there's this pretty much this British uh, uh, this British officer in charge of this group of like British soldiers that are like now prisoners of war in this uh, Japanese prison camp, and then
Oh.
it's pretty, and they're being tasked to the POWs are being made to build the titular bridge, uh,
Oh.
um, and it is this really interesting thing because like the conflict basically becomes like this very stubborn British officer versus the Japanese commander of the prison camp. And it's this really, and then there's this whole like there is this like whole like other thing about that there is this like one like American soldier or whatever who ends up leading like the thing to of commandos to like blow up the bridge to
Oh,
prevent
that's
that from
funny.
happening because it's a important supply route or whatever. So it's this, it's a very interesting, it's a very neat film. Uh,
Bridge on the River Kwai. You know what? I'm gonna add that to my oh, what's that thing? Letterboxd. Add that right now.
yeah. Honestly, most things that Alec Guinness is in are really are to be really good. Honestly,
Yeah. He's just got that magic touch on. He's like,
yeah.
any film I'm on, it's gonna be a good movie.
Most of the stuff he was in was actually comedy films.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Uh, obviously, Bridge on the Rock Drive is more of a dramatic role, but he loved the stuff he did tend to be like comedy stuff.
Huh.
Um. Okay. Anyway. Oh, okay. Locke has a question. I got another book question. What book do you want to see come? What book do you want to see become a TV or movie adaptation?
Oh, that's a good one.
Hmm.
Um, can I cheat a little bit? Because this one is gonna be. It's more
There's a dragon
so
in my
the
wagon, and I don't
origin
mean to
of
be bragging
a.
about the best tail wagging
Oh,
dragon
KB.
in
Hey,
the
what's up,
wagon.
KB? How you
You could
doing?
Oh,
mean.
thank you for the
Um,
follow, KB.
nice. So this would actually be a board game that's been adapted into other pieces of media,
Mm-hmm.
including books. Can I use that as an answer, or would it have to be? I could do something else,
Yeah,
but
no, you could go with it. Go with it.
okay. I want to see Warhammer, like Warhammer 40,000. Um,
Okay.
I want to see something adapted into that. For I've heard rumors that there's going to be a TV show with Henry Cavill because he's a huge Warhammer fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see a full scale movie though. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that would be that does. It's one of those things that definitely does have the potential to be something like really neat. Let's see. Uh, Kenny wants to see the Monopoly movie. Isn't that? Is it? I think that's just the movie Wall Street or whatever the one
Oh,
with
Wolf on
Gordon
Wall
Gecko.
Street.
Well, like that or like the one with Gordon Gecko. I was thinking of, but that works too. Wall Street works too. Uh, uh, uh. Let's see. Henry Cavill was supposed to star in a short series, but he bailed after they tried to retcon some lore. Oh, that
Oh,
sucks.
you know what? I respect him for that. Stick to your guns. You know.
Yeah. And also probably he was it's like, I already did this with the Witcher folks. I'm not run it doing this again.
Yeah. And I
Which
know he's
yeah.
like a big time Warhammer fan himself too, so I'm sure he wanted to like get all of the lore right and make sure things were done a certain way
Hmm.
if he was going to sign on. So I don't blame him.
Zarticus asked, what is your favorite faction in 40K?
Favorite faction? Can I be basic and say Space Marines? That's like such a cop out answer, but
It's fine. Uh okay, next question. So what would be your favorite musician?
favorite musician? Oh, I got to go with Jamiroquai. I've got to go with Jamiroquai.
Hmm. Uh, see, I have to give Henry Cavill more respect since he's a nerd and titular. Oh yeah, for sure. Um, okay, and this is a related question, but what would be your favorite album?
Favorite album? Oh my god. Um, you know what? This one I'm gonna have to say just off the top of my head, I'm gonna go with Discovery by Daft Punk
Hmm.
as of right now.
Okay. Um. All right. What is your favorite game?
Oh man.
And you can do
I'm gonna
favorites once again if it gets too tricky.
like top three. Okay,
If
I'll
if
do a
you need
top
to.
three. So for this one, I'm gonna say number one is Mega Man X4. Um, Number two would have to be Resident Evil 2 remake because I put way too many hours into that game. And third, God, I hate to go all Capcom, but I've got to say it's Marvel versus Capcom 3. I love like all three of those games. I've dumped way too many hours into.
Hmm. Okay. Then, as a related question, what is your favorite game character?
Oh man. So my main OC is entirely based off of base.exe. He's from Mega Man X, sorry, not Mega Man X, Battle Network, from
Hmm.
Battle Network series. And like ever since I was a kid playing, Battle Network on the Game Boy, I saw his design. I was like, goodness gracious, like this guy looks so dope, dude. And I mean, he's kind of like an edge lord. Like realistically, he's an edge lord, but he still looks cool. He looks cool as all hell, and he'll never stop being my favorite character.
Hmm. Nice, nice, nice. Uh, okay. For well, what is your favorite word?
Favorite word?
Yes.
Hmm. Supercalifragilistic. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Favorite word of mine. Oh God, I think delineation. I like that word a lot.
Okay. Yeah, that is a
It
neat
sounds
word.
cool. It sounds smart.
Let's see. Reggie asks, "Who is your favorite X-Men that's not as well known to the masses?"
Hmm. Well, the two that I'll give you him two that are like my favorites, and obviously Gambit's well known, and then Psylocke is a semi deep cut. I think a lot of people know about Psylocke. If it wasn't those two though, one that's not as well known, I'd probably have to go with Cypher.
Hmm.
He's a cool X-Men.
And what's their ability?
So if I remember correctly, in the latest storyline from House of X, Powers of X, he could speak with, like, he could essentially speak with nature. It's similar to Aquaman, how he speaks with, the sea
Mm-hmm.
animals. But if I remember correctly, he was speaking with certain things in nature, and he was actually building like environments and what's the word? Like settlements. He was building like settlements for the X-Men to, you
Hmm.
know, have like a new home. It was pretty cool. I was like, okay, this is interesting. I like how they use his power.
Now, like by nature, do you mean like animals or like plants and trees and?
Like plants and trees, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's the Lorax basically.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I never thought about that comparison. That's good.
Uh, the Lorax was an X-Men. You're welcome for that image. Uh, all right. What is your least favorite word?
Least favorite word? I'm not gonna say it, but it's got an R at the beginning and it ends with E,
Oh, okay.
and it's a four-letter word. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Uh, what is your favorite curse word?
Mm. Um, favorite curse word. I kind of like it's very simple, but I like dead ass. Like, are you dead ass, Ed boy?
Okay, okay. Now, let's see. What profession other than you own would you like to attempt?
What other profession would I like to attempt?
Yes.
For the longest time, I always wanted to work at Google. Ever since I was like younger, I always wanted to work at Google because it
Hmm.
just seemed like such a chill like environment. So I guess like something in IT at Google
Hmm.
would be awesome.
Hang out with all the furries.
Yeah, something like that, you know.
Uh, uh, oh, what would be your favorite type of pizza?
Oh, favorite type of pizza? I'll go with pepperoni and some sausage on top.
Okay, okay, nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
And
Uh,
honestly, can I if I can add on to that as well, I actually don't hate ham and pepper. I'm sorry, ham and pineapple. I know a lot of people hate that pizza. I don't mind it.
mm, let's see. Let's see. Now, if you had $100 million to make a movie, what would it be?
Ooh, $100 million to make a movie. I'm making a Static Shock movie. 100%.
Okay. And then what would you would like? Is there anyone that you would want to star in it, or direct, or a studio
Um,
involved?
mm, if there was a director to do a Static Shock movie, God, I don't know if Matt Reeves would really fit the vibe of Static. I don't have a director in mind, honestly. Thinking about it.
Mm.
Oh, you know what? You know what? No, I do have an idea. It would be $100 million movie, but can I make it animated?
Yeah, sure.
Sick. All right, cool. I'm getting Sony Animation to do my Static Shock movie.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. Uh, well, Reggie is asking who is Static Shot. He's like, I know, but who it is, but I want to elaborate for the masses. So
Oh,
feel free to.
gotcha.
I actually know who Static Shock is, but go ahead.
Nice. Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know who Static Shock is, he's often referred to as DC Spider-Man. This is going to be a little bit long-winded, so I'm sorry, Virgil, in advance. But he is essentially DC Spider-Man, but he's got electromagnetic powers. He rides on a disc. I think in the comics it was originally a sewer lid, but they changed it to be like a metal disc. Um, Very smart character. He is originally a Milestone character, but he ended up becoming DC ended up buying Milestone Comics. Um, so now he's a Milestone character, but he had a very popular show back in the early 2000s, like 2003 or so. And he's a great character. He's pretty underrated. I think you'll still find a lot of fans of him, but not quite as many as like someone like Spider-Man or anything like that. But definitely look into some Static. He's great.
Sony Animation was supposed to do a Batman Beyond movie, and I've never felt more robbed in my life. Oh gosh.
Oh man, the artwork for that movie looked so great. Looked so good.
Uh, okay, let's see. Uh, Now, who is your waifu or husbando?
Waifu, Wiz from Konosuba, 100%, and I'm gonna go with the second one as well. Raven from Teen Titans, always and forever. She'll never not be my waifu.
Very understandable. I totally get that for sure. I was I was listen. I was a kid around when Teen Titans on the air, so like
Oh yeah. Growing up seeing Raven, I was like, dude, wait a minute.
I was in that perfect age range to get goth pilled by Raven.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Uh, uh okay. Now you're more into streaming stuff, but what inspired you to get into streaming?
So funny enough, this is gonna be a bit of an ironic story, but Overwatch. I was big on Overwatch back in like 2017 or so. Playing the game and then watching people like Moon Moon. I love watching Moon Moon.
Hmm.
I had a couple friends back on Facebook when I had a Facebook, not anymore, but there was people that were streaming Overwatch on Facebook, and then of course Twitch, and it was huge. And I love playing Overwatch a lot. So I was like, dude, what if I tried streaming it? And so around 2018, I would actually like stream a bit of Overwatch. I was kind of doing it on and off at the time, right?
Hmm.
Um, I had some connectivity issues with I had some Wi-Fi. It was not great. It was pretty awful. But I still wanted to attempt to stream, some Overwatch. And then I kind of took a break and I came back around 2021. That's when I started streaming a lot more.
Hmm.
Then I got into fighting games because I was like, well, that's another genre I really like. And, it's a bit of a niche community, but I still love the fighting game community.
Mm. Yeah, that's one of those like communities where it's like smaller but extremely passionate
Yeah,
types of
exactly.
groups. Uh, uh, which is cool to come across, or when you come across and vibe with a group like that for sure.
Yeah, it's very like tight knit and I mean the community I feel is growing. It's probably bigger than it's ever been now since the past like 10 years, but um it's still, somewhat small depending on which game you're playing and, things like that. But it's nice. It's a nice community.
Hmm. Uh, let's see. Now, what inspired your design and theming?
Oh, so for my main design, absolutely from base.exe.
Hmm.
It's pretty much a copy and paste. The only thing I'm missing on my OC is the helmet. That's just because I wanted to show a bit of my hair when it was a fro hawk.
Hmm.
So slightly original, but not entirely. But yeah, mostly you'll notice if you've seen base.exe and you look at my OC, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's like almost 1 to 1.
Uh, yeah, let me go ahead and throw up because I still have like the PNG from.
Well, I
Let,
should say almost 1 to 1. A
yeah,
bit darker skin on my end, but
let me throw up your design on screen since we're talking about it.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, because base.exe is like on the Battle Network. That's like the main. Isn't that the main like Mega Man, or am I thinking of a different character?
Well, so Battle Network kind of took elements from classic Mega Man and Mega Man X, like characters, from those storylines, and then they threw them in as programs in Battle Network. So initially, Base is from like the classic Mega Man games. Seven, I think, is his debut, and then he was in eight. Excuse me. Um, And then in Battle Network, they kind of have like some characters from Mega Man X as programs, as well as some classic characters uh, from Mega Man Classic in Battle Network. But yeah, and in Battle Network, he's a bit of a unique case in those games.
No, wait, no, is that base that's BASS?
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
mhm,
all right. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. I see what you're. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, because I played up uh 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 Wait, what did I? Hold on. Yeah, because I played um the Mega Man Battle Network, like a couple of the games on, what was it, Game Boy Advance? So I
Yeah.
think it was at least like I played like two of those quite a bit as a young kobold. Uh, mayonnaise, is it an instrument? Is Reggie is asking.
Mayonnaise is an instrument. Uh, I mean, I guess you can make it into an instrument. That's a good question.
Uh, okay. Now, what is your biggest inspiration for what you do?
Biggest inspiration for what I do? Um, at least when it comes to streaming, I just want to. I generally want to have everyone, either when I end stream, they get a laugh or they're entertained, or they get to hear a new song that's, something they can enjoy. Just, and everybody kind of coming together, spreading what they love about, the game I'm playing or the vibes I'm in stream or anything like that. Um, that's the main thing I love about, like, at least when it comes to streaming.
Hmm.
That's what I love about going live.
Okay. Um. Uh. Uh. Let's see. Reggie is saying I can confirm Uncanny has gotten me addicted to System of a Down.
Oh yes. I
Uh.
love System.
Let's see. And then I think to this bit, but how long have you been streaming?
Since 2018, that was like around the first time I went live, and I was kind of fooling around with streaming, like not really taking it too seriously. Um, but 2021 is really when I, started to get a bit more
Right. Right.
serious about it. Yeah, so I'd say, you know, since I've really wanted to be more quote unquote professional, like 2021.
Hmm. Okay. Now, okay. Now for this next question, I'm. We're gonna see if now there's been a kind of a very much definite pattern because I've this is the fourth episode here, and I've gotten like three of like basically the same answer for this question. So we're gonna find out if you if you're gonna keep or break the break the chain. But what have you enjoyed most about streaming?
If I enjoyed most about streaming, hmm. To be honest, the latest thing that I've enjoyed the most is song requests. I like having people just come in and like be like, "Yo, check this song out," and then we listen to it together, and then I find something new, and I'm like, "Damn, that's good, dude," and then I add it to
Hmm.
my playlist. Like it's something simple, but I like connecting through music, so I really enjoy
Hmm. Okay, so you kind of broke the chain.
that.
It's been going for like saying like the people or the community or whatever. Although I guess yours is kind of like related, but it,
Yeah.
different enough to have to break the
Unique
combo.
enough to
Uh, but anyway, someone was going to at some point. But so don't worry about it. But but let's see. So what have you streamed that it has the most psychological or emotional impact on you?
it'd probably have to be Tekken 8. There's not been a game that's gotten me as angry as Tekken 8 has, unfortunately. um yeah, I'd have to go with Tekken 8. Like it's not even, in terms of its story or anything, just multiplayer gameplay, it pisses me off.
So like the player base around on like the multiplayer is.
It's a mixture of like some of the players and sometimes I don't necessarily like the game mechanics that are in place,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff just feels kind of jank. Like there's been updates that Namco's made to the game, but yeah, it's overall been like a blend of the game mechanics and some of the players like rage quitting or what we call one and done, where they just like they win one game then they leave, and it's like, bro,
Hmm.
it gets me upset.
Okay. Um. Now, of course, well, if anyone happens to have any questions that they would like to ask, feel free to put those in the chat. And out down while I take a drink of something, because my phlegm is being snot nice. Hold on.
It's not nice. Yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well tonight. It's a nice Saturday, we're vibing.
Okay. Um. Now, so what's been one of the most memorable moments streaming?
One of the most memorable moments. You know what? I think last summer, um, around like May 2023, that's when I started. I had a good friend of mine. Her name is Finger Jutsu. Uh, she brought together like a group chat of a bunch of different streamers.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, I don't really do too many group chats, but I was like, you know what? She's cool people. She's very supportive. Why not? Um, so I joined her group chat, and there's different streamers there, and I followed most everybody, in the chat, and it's nice seeing the love reciprocated back. Like my buddy Jer, his name is Jer Gaming. Um, like he's my one of my greatest stream buddies that I've known
Mm-hmm.
for a year now, but it feels like I've known him longer. So I have to shout out Finger Jutsu just for bringing together that community and getting everyone to follow each other and just uh what's the word I'm looking for, not harboring, just bringing everyone in together.
Mm. Okay. Uh. Now, let's see. This may be a bit of an overlap, but uh, what has been your favorite collaborative event that you've been a part of?
Favorite collaborative event. Ooh. um hmm Well, they're not exactly. Oh, you know what? It's the first episode I did of my podcast with. He's actually in the chat right now, KB May. He actually got me up and running with my first podcast episode where we were just testing things out, and I couldn't have asked for a better co-host. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry that you're an excellent or host, I should say, right? You're a host. I'm the co-host. I was like, wait a minute. But KB, he really held it down during that first episode of our podcast, and I couldn't have asked for a better partner at that time. So I gotta shout out KB as well.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Let me get with we got some chat questions, but Sordicus asks, "What was it like in the past? Why do I have to go to work tomorrow?"
What's it like in the past? It's cold in the past. Well, I'm sure it's probably cold right now in the past, or was cold in the past for you, but it's cold here, and I mean, it's all right. It's a pretty good Saturday in the past, I gotta say. And you gotta get that money, man. That's why you're working. You gotta get that money.
Okay, and then let's see. KB is asking, "Have you thought about doing a subathon?"
I have not. To be honest, nowadays I don't even stream consistently enough anymore. I usually just like streaming just to like hang out and talk with my people, and then we listen to good music, and everyone goes home happy. Well, I stay home, but everyone when I end stream, everyone's happy with their time that they spend. So I don't really care for subathons or anything like that.
Let's see. And Popcat, look at me, Popcat. Popcat is asking if you had Gambit's powers, would you use cards? I think I would use darts.
Oh, interesting. I probably would use cards just because it looks awesome, dude. It's classic Gambit. If I had to use another item though to be charged up with kinetic power, hmm, damn. Now you got me thinking. Wait a minute. I want to circle back to that question because I need to think on that.
uh, Reggie is not asking when are you finishing Yakuza 0.
Oh my god. Next question. No.
Now I'm curious. Wait, so like, did you start Yakuza 0 and then just haven't finished it, or
Yeah,
because
I
Yakuza has been
played.
mentioned? So.
Oh yeah, I played a bit of Yakuza Zero. So shout out to Reggie. He actually bought Yakuza Zero for me a few years ago,
Hmm.
and he was like, "Please stream this. Like, you've got to try it out." I was like, "Okay, I can't turn it down. I'm gonna try it out." And that time that I spent playing that game, it was awesome. I've got to admit, it was good. And I was like, I'm enjoying it. Kiryu's a man's man. He's a real one. I like him. I even like Nishiki up to, well, I shouldn't say that because I'm sure something happens later on. But um I was digging the characters, how the plot was moving along. I was like, okay. The thing that just caught me, well, not caught me off guard, but killed my interest is a lot of the side quests kind of just get thrown in your face at one point, like as you're walking around the city. Um, like the film guys, where they want you to be like their commercial star or something.
Hmm.
Along with some other side quests, I was just like, oh god, this is a little overwhelming. And then some of the cutscenes, the dialogue was, you know, it's layered for sure. There's a lot of dialogue, but
Right.
I'm impatient. I don't really. I'm very impatient when it comes to gaming. I'm like, oh, I don't want to sit through this.
Oh, okay. So yeah, okay. So that's understandable. It's like not everyone likes the
The exposition.
like the yeah. So it's like I'm imagining you. I'm would imagine like for example, you would not really a big fan of Hideo Kojima.
Okay, so I'm gonna sound so ironic right now to myself. I love MGS2, and hell, I love MGS3. Um, but I don't. I'm not really a big Kojima fan like that anymore. I think Metal Gear was fantastic. Um, but I don't think I can get behind Death Stranding. I have to give it a try myself, but like just looking at that game as a product, I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't really interest me that much.
Yeah, it's
It
Death
seems like it's
Strand.
an acquired taste, right?
I'd say like Death Stranding is one of those things where it's kind of like, so I absolutely adore that game, like
Mhm.
unironically and stuff like that. But it's the sort of thing to where it's like, if you don't, if you're not someone that doesn't like the idea of like games that like are kind of like cozy or whatever, to where it's like so like if you're doing like say something like Stardew Valley, or where the main focus is more on like just other stuff, like growing crops or stuff like that, and not fighting or whatever.
Oh
If
yeah,
you're okay with that, and that concept doesn't immediately like disqualify you or whatever, then there's a chance you might be able to get into it. But if like I need to have like some sort of combat or something like that, uh then
might be like a
then it
hard
probably,
sell like that, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say one of the things that kind of like me when I was like going into it is that, I mean, technically there are enemies that you do like counter whatever, but your main your main foe is basically the terrain itself.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so like you're um so it's and trying to like think ahead or whatever and planning. It's so when you're going like so you have to kind of go like, okay, I can't go too fast or this, or I have to be a little bit more careful. And this it's going on this like that you're going on like these journeys to make these deliveries. So it's the enjoyment is sort of like the figuring out how to get through all these obstacles between like point A and point B. If
Oh,
that kind of makes
okay.
sense. So it's like, okay, there's this mountain. I'm gonna have there's this big like mountain or whatever that I have to go through. Okay, so how should I go about this? Okay, well I can use some ladders and go up here. And all that time while you're trying to take pack in as many packages as you possibly can.
Without dropping them, right? I've seen like clips of people dropping like a tower
Oh
of
yes.
packages from the
It is. That is it is yeah, the exact feeling or whatever when you have this massive pile of packages like, yes, I'm getting it. Loses balance is no,
mountain.
no, 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 no. And then everything is like, all my plates. Uh all my plates.
Took all my packages.
I was gonna
Not getting
deliver them
employee of
all.
the month
I,
this month.
I was getting S ranked on all of these, and now it's gone. So there are. I mean, that's kind of like the main like thing. I mean, there's like the few little like kind of combat and stuff like that, and there is sort of like the light horror elements with like the BTs, the ghosty things,
Oh
which
yeah, yeah.
if you could, which Death Stranding is a super cozy game and relaxing and stuff like that until it's not. And then and did you come
It's
across
like
like you come across like the BTs and you're like, okay, there's how many of them and I have to go through them
yeah.
because
Like it's
there's
cozy for the most part. Like, yeah, I'm just like walking along, getting these packages delivered. Then shit hits the
yeah.
fan and it's like, oh,
Yeah, which
oh
eventually you
God.
do get ways to deal with them up until you come across like these ones like that are shiny gold that you're like, oh yeah, you can't kill these,
Yeah.
and then they're like, oh, so you have to like so you have to like stealth through them while trying to do it's it's a really it's 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 a game that I mean you never know, it can kind of like if you play like an hour or two or whatever and it's like you're not, I don't think I'll probably like this one, then you're probably not. But if like after your first few packages runs, which you could probably get with under like a 2 hours to meet uh I'm thinking of like through that like Steam refund window.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
if you were like, you could probably be able to like keep it up easier to see if it's like I'm probably not gonna like this or whatever. That 2 hours should probably be enough for that. And so it's one of
Yeah.
those, and I'm imagining it's going to come like heavily discounted since they got the second one coming out next year. So
Oh yeah, I think it goes on sale pretty frequently too.
yeah.
If I remember
So
correctly.
anyway, it may or not win it. Let's okay. Let me ship with chat the both Yakuza and then Death Stranding came up in contact or whatever. So I'm like, you did my
It's
trigger
like there's a
words.
scratch. Yeah, yeah.
Hideo Kojima and Yakuza came up. Oh my gosh. Uh, okay, let me.
Oh, UZX Crimson's here? Oh my goodness. How you been, man?
Oh yes,
Hopefully you're doing very well.
welcome in, Crimson Adventure. I to do side quest stuff after the main story, unless the main story tells me to So you're the reverse of like, I will now do all the side quests before the main stories. You mean you don't like going into like the first or second boss like massively overpowered because
Just like one shot the boss. Like, oh, well, that was easy. Like
uh
20 hours time played, and you're like a chapter two, just grinding side quests.
uh let's see. Let's see. That's why anime manage that why the inventory management is so essential. Oh yeah, for sure. Death Stranding. Uh hey, hi Dingle, welcome on in. Well. Death Stranding is
Oh,
a game
Dingle.
Death Stranding is a game that you hate until like 10 hours in. I'd imagine like kind of within that 2 hours you probably say uh
Like you get the feel for it, and within like the first 2 hours, you'll be like, okay, like you'll decide like whether you want to continue or not for
yeah.
sure.
It is something that does like it does grow on you or whatever. Though I wouldn't
Yeah,
it's one of those if once again if you don't mind that the main thing is like your main opponent is going to be terrain and that like concept, then 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 you'll be fine. Then it might be give me a shot. Let's see. Hold on. So you want to feel even more pain about PT? They apparently they were also getting Junji Ito to help on the game alongside Del Toro and Kojima.
oh
Oh
my
my
god,
gosh. I like
man.
we just immediately had the same response.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, really? Uh,
Like,
damn it,
that
Konami.
realization, man. Oh, Konami. They love their pachinko machines, though.
I swear,
Ay, ay,
Konami
ay.
is the apparently I didn't know this growing up, but over the past several years, I've been learning more and more that apparently Konami is just the Japanese equivalent of like EA.
Yeah, yeah. They have so many good IPs they're sitting on that they just haven't really done much with.
Yeah, and
It's
they
like,
get
dude,
and it's then most of the time they kind of go by, okay, they wake up in the morning. I'm like, how can I screw over our fan base?
no, literally, dude, literally.
How can we screw them over and also get more money out of them?
All in one fell swoop. It's like,
It's,
bro, just give us Castlevania. Like, give us a good Castlevania game. Give me Bloody Roar. That's a very niche fighting game, but give me Bloody Roar, and I'll be happy. You know?
let's see, sweats and spending 8 hours finishing the cabaret side quest in Yakuza 0. I know that feeling so well. I know that apparently like there's one YouTuber I really like, Maxor, that apparently just does not like the cabaret side quest at all, but I freaking just I like my little sim where I played played dress up with all these female characters and then this thing or whatever. Okay. But okay, so we have to run an ad break. I will catch up with all the stuff in chat afterwards. Uh but it's a 3 minute ad break unfortunately, but we do that so we don't have to deal with pre-roll ads. Um which is interesting. So we'll see y'all in 3 minutes and
Don't
then we
go
will be
anywhere. Stick
yes.
around.
After these messages, we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. At the delay there. Uh, okay, let's hold using the restroom. I'll hold out okay, thank you for holding the fort. And then okay, let me check out this. Let's see. Uh, she says, "Oh, okay. Uh, let's see. Reggie was asking top 5 favorite villains in media."
Oh, top 5 villains? Okay. I'm not gonna have a particular order of this, but I have to go with Albert Wesker from Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have to go with goodness gracious. Um, I think I'm gonna say Killer Croc from always like Batman, DC Comics.
Mm.
Um, damn, top 5 villains. Oh my god. uh, Another basic one. I like Sigma, right? From Mega Man
Mm.
X. He's okay. I don't know if I don't know if Base would. I think he constitutes as like an anti-hero. Same with Magneto. So I'm not gonna say them. I will say Onslaught from X-Men. That'll be number 4. Or no order, but that's the fourth one. And then lastly, God, maybe like Dark Side or something.
Mm. Okay. Uh, let's see. Richie was also saying, fun fact, did you know that John Talbane in Darkstalkers is named after John Talbot from the original Wolfman movie?
Ah, makes
Oh.
sense. I love the idea of Darkstalkers because it's like a bunch of a lot of it's like a lot of fairy tale characters,
Mm-hmm.
either portrayed as like horror icons essentially. Like they have Little Red Riding Hood, but she has an Uzi.
Yeah, it's like a neat concept you can do, honestly. It's like uh although that reminds me of uh like it came when scrolling through social media or whatever, someone like had a clip of a movie or whatever, like this like messed me up as a kid, and it was like, and I had to look up what movie was from, but or someone in the comments saved me, but it was, you're in this like kid in like medieval village or whatever, like 15th century or something like that, just this kid getting water from a well, and then like a bird pops out of and then like some like crow or whatever pops up out of nowhere and starts like flinging like some sort of like sludge at him, and he falls over
God.
and he's trying to get off his face or whatever, but then his eyes and mouth are gone.
Oh my god.
And like his eyes are appearing like on this, but then like the eyes and mouth or whatever are showing like in this like creature of like this black like sludge or whatever that are like on the ground or whatever, and
Oh my
that
god.
starts like going after him, and the kid's like trying to scream or whatever, but of course he has no mouth or whatever, and it's like his mom's comes out and sees him and try to save him from this like creature or whatever, and then the thing, the sludge monster that with his mouth like eventually gets the kid or whatever, and like morphs,
Oh my
like swallows up the kid or whatever, and that it's
Jesus. Like
like,
what movie was
and then he
this?
like introduces himself as like the gingerbread man because he even takes that shape or whatever, and then it like hops down the well or whatever, taking a bite out of himself. And it was like I think they said it was like Hansel and Gretel, which was like, if I
Oh,
remember right, it was
okay.
like one of those like kind of like early 2010s kind of like in that thing
Is
of
that
where
that
there was a
movie with
lot of
Jeremy Renner?
that may have been, but it was like of that or when there were just like a whole bunch of action like fantasy vague little maneuvers or whatever was just like Crimson Adventures. Oh my god, I just saw that last night. Okay. I was like, I don't whoever did the story that I don't it's like whoever like was doing like the effects work and like all the work to like make that little just that one segment game. It's like I don't know what they were getting paid, but not enough. They decide
Yeah.
they were like I'm gonna go hard. What does that mean? I'm gonna go
Rent is
hard.
due.
I'm gonna go hard.
Like I'm working for my paycheck,
What
dude.
is what does that mean? I'm gonna go hard, guys.
I'm going
Oh,
hard.
what's he doing? He's going hard. I don't know what that means. It's you nightmarish kid, nightmarish creature that steals a kid's eyes and
That's like horrifying. I'd be like, dude, what the hell is this?
uh, and it's like that, and it is kind of like that nice like it's like that absolutely horrifying that doesn't require that is way scarier than if like the if like a creature had like like ripped out someone's eyes or stuff like that and stolen them and stuff like that. It's just way freakier that it's just like where did his eyes and mouth go when they're just gone?
Yeah, they just disappear. It's not like
And he's
they.
like trying to like find them or whatever, and they're just showing up on this weird creature. There's
Yeah.
there's no gore, which makes it even more upsetting.
Yeah, I'd be like, what the hell? Like, like it's not like his eyes got scratched out or anything. They just disappeared. It's like,
Ugh. Uh. Okay. Let me see. Trying to make sure I don't miss anyone's. Uh. Let's see. Serious. I think the first BT interaction with the furnace at the beginning of the game was what really hooked me. Oh yeah, that is a phenomenal sequence. They're talking about
oh,
like
and
in
Death
Death
Stranding.
Stranding when there's like because one of like early on in the game or whatever, uh, so it's like, and it's honestly basically is actually like your second delivery that you're doing in the game is actually a dead body to a place where
Oh,
they do cremations because in this world, like all bodies have to be cremated.
oh
Um,
God.
because uh, uh, if they don't, it's it causes it it a body is pretty much like a ticking time bomb practically because it's just gonna summon up
Oh,
like turn into like a bunch of like BTs and they're gonna show up and like just take things all human bodies to uh, um uh and then because okay yeah the body will turn into a BT. No wait, if a BT comes in contact with a body, it causes a void out, which is like this. It's not an explosion because it just sort of like removes everything. It like vaporizes just stuff.
damn. It's like a black hole.
Yeah, pretty much. Of like, so you would go, so later on, you would basically like, there is just this large hole
Jesus.
there'll be like these. You'll see these locations that are these like nice, perfect circles. And it's like, yeah, that's where one of those happened, and it took out an entire city.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So obviously all deaths or whatever, they have to like as soon as someone dies, it's like okay, these have to be taken to these places will they're
Crematory.
yeah, that have to be done away from that are done outsides of the city because when they do that the bodies will still preserve this stuff that like attracts BTs, which is bad but better than basically mini
Like in a populated
yeah
area.
than basically mini nuke so like one of the first so like your second delivery is like a body to one of these places and as you're making your way yeah like the first thing that it's like its introduction is to these BTs is a whole crap load of course appear out of the woodworks as you're about to like to trying to make your way out of there which introduces you into the stealth mechanics of the game because they are freaky
Believe it.
because you can't because the thing about BTs is in the game you can't see them unless you're perfectly still and somewhat close to them.
Oh.
So generally how you figure out where they are is you have these sensor stuff that will make noise will make no noise and turn like different colors depending on how close you are. So it and especially because at this point early in the game it is far before you ever get any like offensive weapons you can potentially use against the BTs. Chris, early on in the game,
Oh my god.
your ability to do that is basically like, yeah, we walk away from them.
You just run away.
Yes. Eventually you can get like some grenades and stuff like that. But which even then you have to be very mindful of them, of how many you can use and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's, yeah, early on it can be, like I said, it can be a very, it's a super cozy and relaxing game until it isn't.
Until it's not. And then it becomes a horror game real fast.
And then yeah, your blood pressure is about to skyrocket. Well, uh, and let's see. Hold on, my uh, okay. Let me check up with uh, thing max level. Was saying the first boss of uh, Konami. It's in the game. Because it's like the EA, and then okay, I get it.
Konami. It's in the game.
The movie was called The Brothers Grimm. Oh, okay. I was thinking of a different. Okay.
Oh, the Brothers Grimm.
Hmm.
Okay, okay.
Um. Then let's see. And Crimson is asking, are you looking forward to playing Bleach Rebirth of Souls? If you are, who are you interested in playing as?
I am very much so looking forward to Rebirth of Souls. I'm not a big arena fighter guy, but that game looks very unique and looks fun. The character I'm most looking forward to would probably be Hitsugaya, and I think they just showed Grimjo recently. Those two for sure. I'm going to be looking to play. Yeah, I'm excited for Rebirth of Souls.
Okay. Then I think I'm caught up on chat. Uh, yeah, okay.
Noise.
So yeah, once again, if anyone does have any questions, feel free to make those known. Um, but let's see. We do have a few more specific ones on my list. Uh, what short-term streaming goals do you have?
Short term, I'd like to eventually hit 500 followers. I mean, it's not really. I mean, I feel like it's something I could probably get done within a year if I'm a little more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, I don't know. I'd like to have half a thousand followers. Um, Nothing really monetary in mind. I just want people to have a good, fun time whenever they come by.
Oh yeah.
And maybe do like I don't know, like a tournament or something. Nah, I wouldn't do a full tournament, but maybe just a lobby with viewers on a fighting game or something.
Mm.
Something fun.
Okay. Now, what would be some more long-term streaming goals do you have?
Long term. God, I haven't even thought of long term goals with streaming. Um, I would have to say, like, if I ever got to a point, um, just that, like, if I got about if 10,000 followers, which would sounds ludicrous to me, it's insane, but that'd be amazing. But also, I just want to be able to spread the word of like anyone else who does stream. Anyone who's small, like myself and other streamers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just to like be able to put their name out there and just promote them in any way. I like to see people grow. Um, and especially like people who deserve it, like yourself, another buddy of mine, me, Coconuts, and other streamers that just have like that good attitude and that good vibe. I'd like to be able to just get their names out as much as possible and support them any way I can.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um. Okay. So, if you could collab with one famous streamer, who would you pick?
One famous streamer, I'd have to go with avoiding the puddle. he his like comedy style is it resonates very heavily with me. He's got to be one of the most entertaining I've ever watched in my life. He's not necessarily like famous. He's not like Kai Cenat or anything like that. But he's very well known within the Tekken and Resident Evil communities.
Mm.
Very funny guy and just very charismatic.
Okay. Um. Now, what advice would you give to people considering streaming?
Um, Audio. Work on your audio. Um, like when it comes to your microphone, balancing your audio, using audio ducking. This is kind of getting into the nitty, but audio is going to be your best friend. It's also a pain in the ass. I'm going to be real. It's a pain in the ass getting your audio nice, but it is so important. Um, get your audio correct. Have at least one moderator because there's going to be people who are going to come in. There's going to be bots who come into your chat.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get sniped every once in a while. So have one mod, get your audio stuff, nice and set up perfectly. Well, it's not going to be perfect, but have it set up to where it sounds good. And also turn off your viewer counts on your streaming programs like OBS, for example. Um, that has been the biggest thing for me is turning off my viewer count. So that way you're just more focused in on entertaining people and playing your game and having a good time.
Mm.
Um, that would be for me the biggest things that would be like the most important to streaming, at least in my opinion.
Mm. Yeah, that I know there's what is the name of that thing? Of the moderation stuff. So there's a room called Seribot, SERY_BOT, which is actually listed as a which that I've been using which is actually like a channel here on Twitch, and it does like a whole like thing of how to get it on, but it's basically having your own moderator that like right off as far as like spam, or so when you get the inevitable like spam or buy followers type stuff, it is
like automatic.
oh yeah,
shoot the.
that is Seribot is on point at all times and make things so much easier.
Yeah, bot moderators are great. I like Nightbot, and I mean, yeah, Seribot. I think even the Stream Elements bot is okay as well.
Oh yeah.
I do think. Oh, another thing, just to add real quick. It's good to start with that. Some of the default phrases, like things that they'll shoot, or they'll time you out for, where it comes to like certain hyperlinks or words. I would do like a custom list of words, obviously, like any slurs or anything inappropriate to be said in chat to a degree, right? I would definitely, well, slurs, of course, like that
Right,
goes
yeah.
without saying. You should definitely, yeah, of course. But like some language, I think the auto mod will detect it as like, oh, this is offensive, but like it's just like, oh, damn it, or whatever it might be.
Yeah, so some of the auto mod options on some programs can be kind of like can be a little bit trigger happy on what they consider
like offensive,
yeah,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
So it's because they're very like kind of blanket stuff, so it's a pain. But going through that stuff with like the more of going through the manually adding words in on your busting out your dictionary of racial slurs to put into the bot, so you can actually so that way you could put all
type it all out like manually.
Yeah, I wish that they kind of like on options, like you would have like you could do the auto mod, but then specifically like register as like going on the list itself and like say that's safe, that's safe, that's safe.
Yeah.
That would be.
That'd be helpful.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That'd be like very helpful. Yeah.
Because a lot of those options can tend to be like pretty much like assuming like if you're doing like just kind of a PG rated stream, then honestly those vanilla options are probably gonna be better than what you're doing. But if you're doing like PG-13 up, then it's just kind of like
yeah. It's like at people's discretion at that point, because like the bot's gonna be like shooting everything coming, like, oh no, you can't say this, you can't say that. It's like no, we have to customize this a bit.
yeah. No, they can use the word Heine bots. That's fine. Dictionary of racial slurs is insane. And Sartic says it's called Wikipedia. This is true.
They said gotta bust out the Urban Dictionary, no.
But yeah, especially on that audio stuff, that really is that is as crucial, because there's even because even like if your hardware for like audio stuff isn't is kind of pretty, like if you just have
just like a headset,
yeah, even if you just had like a headset or whatever, the tools you can use within OBS, like
so good.
Oh yeah, so it's like you can still get like solid audio just as kind of like you learn how to use like the software stuff you're getting, which is just like so that for people starting out that just really learn how to use those, and normally they're all pretty simple to use, like just mainly a matter of like adding a couple like a couple filters,
Yeah,
adding
like
a couple
gain
things, and
filter
just
and compressors.
yeah, which it's which when getting started it can be pretty it can be pretty daunting as you're learning how to do these different things and stuff with all these different audio sources and this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. But
Yeah, it's very overwhelming seeing like
yeah,
all of the sources, and it's like, what does this do, and how should I set the what gain should I have, what 3-band equalizer, oh my god, like it's just too much. But um some YouTube videos will definitely, they helped me out a lot as a good guideline.
oh yeah, same.
But it's a pain in the ass to set up, but it's so worth it in the long run.
Yeah, so many of the things pretty much are like once you're getting set, once you're once they're set up, you're good. You probably won't.
Yeah, like
You'll
they're
you
good
will
for
like
like,
probably never have to mess with that again.
yeah.
Um. So, and you'll be thankful you set it up versus if you didn't. Um. Let's see. If uh, Reggie says, wait. Let's see. Circus. I've been timed more times for saying I'm Australian than I can count. Are they like confusing?
Like Australian is like Australian or something, or who knows? Who knows?
Uh, trying to think because the only thing closest to Australia that would be Austrian, but that's still a nationality.
Yeah, like even then, it's like how is it getting timed out? It's just so weird.
Automod be like Australian mentioned the only time people talk about it to be racist. Uh, let's see. Reggie was asking if you had to pick one between Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Dexter, and Sly Cooper, which one would you pick to bring back?
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna exclude Ratchet and Clank off that list because they still make those games,
Yeah, this is
and
true.
yeah, and honestly, Ratchet and Clank never misses, so that's kind of unfair. But um, if it's between Jack and Daxter and Sly Cooper, ooh, um, I'm gonna have to go with Sly Cooper. I love Jack and Daxter, I do, but I don't think I want to see the story really go anywhere else. Um,
Hmm.
Sly Cooper, I feel like they could either what I do, they could either like make a new game or reboot the series, and it would still be good. Um, and Sly Cooper's awesome. I mean, all three IPs are awesome, but Sly is just he's a thief. He's a thievius raccoon.
Yeah. It's a concept and story type that at this point you could just kind of like go for. You could you could do a whole lot of different takes on and
Yeah.
different types of stories and stuff like that. For this time we're stealing this. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
hey, Lupin the Third is a massive franchise, and they had
Oh
so
my
many
god, it's been going on for
episodes
so long,
and
too.
movies and stuff like that. And it's basically what's the thing? It's about this dude, and he's a thief, and he has like his two buddies that help him. That is the
Yo,
concept.
yeah.
It's been that for decades, and we're still going.
And people still love it too. So it's like it's literally timeless. I love
So
that.
yeah, uh, I'm just immediately thinking about unlike Jack and Dexter when the second came out, and it was like that. It was peak 2000, mid 2000s
That was
edgy.
like '04,
Yeah,
right?
it was
Yeah.
that peak mid two, like kind of mid 2000s, like being edgy. So it's as
Yeah.
if like Dexter now has a soul patch and it's basically GTA.
I loved how like in the first Jack game, Jack never spoke, like not a single word, right? Daxter was doing all of the dialogue along with like the other characters you run into. And then the second game, Jack actually speaks, and the first thing he says is like, "I'm gonna kill Praxis." It's like, whoa, like, chill,
Yeah,
bro.
I remember that it's like it's like exactly right out the gate of.
Like the beginning, I was like, bro, crazy. Like,
It's
hello.
like that is peak 2000s energy, mid 2000s energy.
Just super edgy.
Uh, Jack and
You know
Dexter,
what? I was there for it though. I loved
yeah,
it.
Jackson Dexter tried to be GTA, which was I don't know, but like, damn, you can tell they're trying to capitalize on GTA for
No,
real.
seriously, yeah. Because I think that was around the time that like is what GTA 3 or San Andreas was coming out, and I'm sure though, like, well, San Andreas was massive.
Yeah, it was like the
Everyone loved
same.
that game.
Yeah, San Andreas came out like about when is okay. Let me. Uh, San Andreas 2000. Yep, 2004. So
Damn.
that is exactly, and Jack and Dexter. When did and that came out. Okay, Jack 2 came out in 2003.
Oh wow.
So,
Damn, that was 03?
yeah,
Goodness gracious.
yeah, which is still, that's still after like, Grand Theft Auto Vice City and so
Oh
and when
yeah.
you're about to and like right before that would actually be the ideal time, honestly, cuz then cuz since people spazzed out about um since people were spazzing out about the San Andreas's the hot coffee mod thing. Uh,
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah.
uh, which yeah, if they were trying to release the game right after that, then that would probably be like, oh, we've made an oopsie here. But as long as it was before, it's like we can still get away with this kind of. The
This
ESRB is
behavior,
it's not hyper attentive right now. We're okay. We're still okay. We're still okay.
yeah.
Um, let's see. What's funny is that the Dexter game ends where Jack 2 begins. Yeah.
Oh wow. You know, I never actually played that Daxter. That was on PSP, right? I think it was it PSP? Wait, let me see. Daxter.
Uh,
2006 platform video game. Yeah, PSP. Yeah, I never played that
mm.
one.
Oh, and Reggie is asking, can you recite the entire Big Smoke order?
I could do the beginning. Let me get two number nines. Number nine large with extra cheese. That's all I got. I think
uh,
something about a large soda is in there too.
which it's funny how much that is kind of like ingrained in people's brains. There was a game or whatever that came out recent that like several years back that was a big flop that apparently tried to do a take on that where they have like someone like order this crazy large order of like foods or whatever and it's like they're clearly trying to do a
Do the GTA
yeah, they're
like
trying to do a thing or whatever. Uh uh let's see. Uh uh let's see. Popcat says V is my favorite. I just like the driving through where I grew up.
Oh, GTA 5, yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
Oh
It was
yeah.
funny. I had an acquaintance too that when we were playing like Spider-Man, uh, or a buddy of mine was streaming Spider-Man 2, And he was like, "Wow, like they really got New York pretty accurate." He's like, "Wait, try swinging in this area," and he's like, "Yeah, like that is mostly accurate." I was like, "Damn, it's crazy."
Uh, I'm sir. I just had a okay. I feel like it. Instead, that I'm immediately laughing at my own random thought. Um, but okay. So I live in this may be like like local us or whatever, but so I live in North Texas in in Dallas, which is part of like this massive entity referred to as the DFW Metroplex because it's Dallas, Fort Worth, which are both separate cities, but because of how they've kind of like spread outwards, they've like converged on each other into this amorphous, massive blob,
Oh my god.
which is exactly as wonderful for city planning as you think it is. So
Yeah.
it's so which leads to this if you were needing to like need to just like do film for filming a post-apocalyptic thing, you could literally like just there's certain sections of DFW you could just start filming right there and it would basically be yeah, they would just assume we spent a whole lot of money on doing it when really we just turned on the cameras in some locations. Because it'll just be
Just
like
makes it look more expensive than it actually is.
yeah, it's just this because there are like these locations that it's just like they will be like these large parking lots and like just strip malls that a number of which have varied a little that are almost abandoned or sim are like only used by one businesses and a whole lot of places are barely used. So it just like just these
Honestly, it's kind of smart though.
yeah. So if someone tried to I'm just trying to think of someone like recreating like the DFW area in like a video game and just
Just how big of a mess that would be.
yeah
They just like,
of like oh I recognize that strip mall yeah that place looks terrible.
it's like, yeah, that looks absolutely horrible. That's accurate.
This place looks abandoned, this place looks abandoned, yep. Los Angeles is called the horizontal so I think DFW might have beaten them. Oh yeah, for sure. Because it's like it is like two separate cities that just kind of like over decades like just congealed into each other and are like over time like still spreading outwards kind of and it is it of their like kind of like swallowing up like these smaller like towns and locations nearby still.
Oh my god, it's becoming like a big conglomerate. It's like
It really is. It's
large
just like
blob,
this is DFW, this is DFW.
huh?
It's a South Park. It's a South Park. Well, I'd say it's a South Park bit, but they already did like that once with like their whole like New Jersey episode where everything starts becoming New Jersey. Really, it would be like everything of like everything's trying to become DFW.
Jesus.
Uh, uh, gosh.
It's another open world series involving criminals that may or may not involve Sega. I have no idea. Whatever could that be? No, I'm totally kidding.
It's no, you're which I am which you know it's
Also has
getting
that an eye patched fellow that comes out of the sewers
Yes.
randomly.
who is getting his own pirate game in February, which I'm ecstatic about.
Yeah, that's right. That's so crazy, dude.
It so that was it was something that was literally like leaked months ago, apparently, months before the official
Okay.
announcement. But everyone is like, but everyone dismissed it because it sounded too ridiculous to be real.
Then months later, it
They
got
was
announced,
like,
it's like, oh
oh,
my god.
the leak was real.
It's like they were lying. This is real. Like no way, dude.
It's based on a costume from Yuck's Dead Souls. Oh gosh.
Oh no. I know Reggie's opinion on Dead Souls. It's not good.
You know, which for everything that the new, honestly, it sadly will probably will barely be the best pirate game to come out in years.
You know? True. True.
Because for some reason, it's like they made
Thing to make a pirate game.
They made Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and then everyone managed to like forget how to do it afterwards.
Yeah.
Which was even Ubisoft, which is the funny part.
Yeah, it's so crazy, dude.
It's one of those things that it's like it's a weird thing that feels like it should be like super simple and basic as far as like a concept, but for whatever reason it's just when this
Hardest thing to develop. Like, oh my god, like a pirate game. What do we do? How do we make this? It's like just make it about pirate shit. Like it's not hard.
there is Sea of Thieves, there's true whatever. It is basically follows like as far as like single player like pirate stuff
like
or whatever,
adventure type
yeah.
games. Yeah.
Of like if it's like we can't figure out how to do this pirate game that because for some reason designing activities around just doing actual pirate things is too weird a concept for us. What do you mean boarding other ships and stealing crap is it's
Like, how are we supposed to do that?
How do we
This
do
is a hard
that?
task.
we could like is that like we could like steal we can do you can steal all these other things in games, we just don't know how to steal other ships.
Feel like a ship.
Stuff like that.
No, it's impossible.
It's too crazy.
Unheard of.
We can't. You can steal a car in every other game, but stealing a ship and
Looking at Grand Theft Auto, like Saints Row, it's like, yeah, stealing cars. Very easy, very, widely known concept in like a lot of these games. Stealing a ship, a pirate ship. Oh my god, just everyone losing their minds. Like,
and then doing your swashbuckling and stuff like that, and go, having some old flintlocks going pew pew.
yeah, and then you gotta steal some booty.
Yeah,
and of course the treasure.
Exactly. Like that and Wild West games, which I guess there's more or whatever. There's still more of that.
Yeah, it seems like there's I mean, of course, like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, of course. There's the big like Red Deads or whatever, but there's not as many like Wild West themed games as you think there would be.
Yeah.
It feels like I think Sid Meier already did. Yeah, just old school Sid Meier Pirates, man. Like playing that on the Xbox. Did you ever play that game?
Oh, Sid Meier. Was it Civilization?
No, Sid Meier is like the pirate game. It was just Sid
Oh.
Meier Sid Meier's Pirates, and you would go around or whatever at this, like, just as a pirate, and you could like do all kinds of stuff, and you would just go around the Caribbean and like getting your own ship and taking other
What?
ships, and you could make that into your flagship.
Oh my god, I didn't even know this existed.
You don't. It is such a good game. It's
Insane.
it's like this is like mid 2000s or whatever. Uh, yeah, it's just like pirates.
I'm looking at it right now. This looks so dope, dude. What the hell?
Yeah. It is like a, I mean, there's technically like a story you can kind of like follow or whatever, but really it's this really fun sandbox type game. And it's
Dude,
great.
this looks awesome. What the hell? I literally have never heard, like, I know of Sid Meier's like Civilization, obviously, 'cause
Yeah.
everyone knows that. But like I did not know they even did like a pirates or any other type of game under Sid Meier's name.
Yeah. It's like there's some obscure ones or whatever, and then it's one of those
It's like those hidden gems.
yeah, it's just one of those games that it's like yeah. But basically that, and then Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and then it's like the two big the two really great
Yeah.
pirate games.
It's like nothing else. It's like, well,
Uh, let's see. Lego's Pirates of the Caribbean.
oh my god.
Let's see. Yeah, yeah, Pubcat. Apparently, Uncanny has just been Sid Meier's Pirates pilled tonight.
I was apparently I was living under a rock, dude. It was like I always thought it was just Civilization. You said no, it's a Pirates game. I was like, what?
Uh, yeah. Let me. 'Cause now I'm curious. How much is it on in?
Oh, you know what? Have you been seeing that game? It's gone viral recently. It's Piglet's Big Adventure.
Oh yeah, or I've kind of like heard the things here where it's like, it's just uh like really
It's almost not like a horror game, but it's kind of like for it being a Piglet game.
the
It's something you wouldn't
it
expect.
has like an almost Silent Hill. It's like it's Piglet, but it has feels
Yes.
like Silent Hill for some
Yes,
reason.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, this would probably be the best place to get that. Here's like Pirates games because it's an older title or whatever. Uh, but GOG. Although of course you could find emulated console versions of it, I'm sure. Because like when I played it growing up or whatever, it was an Xbox.
Oh, like
So-
original Xbox.
yeah.
Model. Yeah.
Anyway, question: who the heck is Sid Meier? Oh yeah, it's a game dev, and this
Oh.
so there was just uh though this though if you really want like a really big like Sid Meier gym or whatever, and Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, not the remake thing that they did in like the 2000s or whatever, the one that came out like late 90s.
Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri.
Yeah. That
Oh, okay. I
that
see it.
that thing has so much personality and like interesting, like the big issues between like when they tried to remake it and stuff like that is they made like all the faction leaders and stuff really generic, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But like and like a lot of the tech or whatever, where it just kind of everything felt bland. But if but when you're doing it like uh uh but like in the original, all the faction leaders had their own like histories and personalities and motivations as like that were like distinct and had their own unique flavor. um and which means you would actually get like quotes from like these different faction leaders when you got certain technologies or built certain wonders, some of which all and there were which a lot of like the wonders or stuff like that, they all got their own little cinematic thing that would play that was always like really cool and stuff like that. It and obviously some stuff or whatever, it and unfortunately it's one of those things that it's like, you'd have to get some like patches or whatever for it to really run well on a modern system. But
Oh yeah,
yeah. Um anyway,
it's like an isometric game, right? It kind of looks like the original Fallout almost.
yeah. I mean, it's like that. I mean, it's more closer to. It's one of that kind of like Civilization, but I mean, only they put like only like the story and all that sort of stuff that you find is all just like intensely thought out, and you could customize all your soldiers and stuff like that. Stuff that's crazy for a game that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, like super advanced for the times. Like holy shit.
Yeah. Um. Though let's see. Though actually, we're almost probably gonna need to call it for this episode. Um. But I really thank you so much for hanging out with us and
Oh
answering
yeah,
these
dude.
questions. Let me give you a shout out real quick.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, man. This is awesome. Got some good questions. Got a lot of people coming out too. It's awesome.
Oops, I messed up on the thing.
There you
I
go.
forgot to put out the shout out thing. Go.
Oh
Um.
no, what clip is it gonna play?
Ba-ba.
Yeah, Vanessa.
Okay, so Snow, I have to send you a list. Actually,
I'll
I'm
be
gonna,
playing
I'm gonna
King of
find that
Fighters.
list real
Yeah, this is probably a while ago.
Mm,
because I'm not familiar with like who are batteries and whatnot. So I was looking on Reddit, and there was a list of the fuck is it at?
yeah. Uh. So let's. All right. But is there anything you've got upcoming or anything any projects that or special streams coming up that you'd like to let the people know about?
Nothing in the works at the moment. Um, I will probably have something planned for the new year. The rest of this year, I don't believe so, just because I've pretty much got like head down, I'm like locked in on some things. But I do want to get back to streaming for sure in like January. Want to see what we can do.
Mm. Okay. Now for now, is there anyone you would like us to raid out to?
Oh, to raid. Let me see who's live right now. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. There's one of my buddies. His name is Squeaky Kinwood. He's playing MGS2, and I guess he's looking at Clifford the Big Red Dog toys right now as well. Let me type his name in the chat. He's a good fella. He'll give you a shout out. He's very chill. And he likes MF Doom. He's a nice guy.
Okay, that's Wiki Kenwood. Okay. All right, we'll get that going. Uh, but once again, thank you so much for coming in. And for joining us. It was lots of fun. Um,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you having me too.
So we'll get that going. And so let's get read messages going. There we go. Once again, thank you all so much for for joining us on this episode of Spilling the Tea with Virgil and Friends. Been doing this with Kit Uncanny. So much. You all have a lovely night, day, time zone, whatever it's that time zone you happen to be in. Thank you
I hope.
all, and bye-bye.
Have a great night, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If we're drinking, then I'm buying. And I know there's no denying. Daddy! It's a beautiful day. The sun comes up. Daddy did it!